Welcome everyone to Deerfield's 8th grade graduation. Please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance led by our Student Council President, Claudia Schneider.
Please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. Thank you, Claudia, for doing such an excellent job, as well as the rest of the student council officers and leading our student council this year. Well done. This year, our 8th grade class Victorian is Fiona Uray. As we begin our 80th graduation exercises of Deerfield School in Mountainside, it is my pleasure to invite Fiona to come and give our welcome address. Fiona.
Hello, I'm Fiona Uray, class of 2017 Valedictorian. Welcome to the 8th grade graduation. I can't believe we are already graduating. I feel like just yesterday we were ending 5th grade, excited about becoming middle schoolers, and now we are going to high school. First, I think that thank yous are due. Our time in Deerfield could not have been possible without our parents and families. Whether it was helping us study for Mr. Young's tests, or proofreading essays before we turn them into Miss Honor, or even just driving us to school. You have provided so much for us, and on behalf of my peers and myself, thank you so much. And to all of our teachers, thank you for guiding us through middle school and teaching us not only the school topics, but also lessons on character and behavior. You have helped us in so many ways, regardless of whether we were willing to listen or not. Thank you for everything. Lastly, to all of you. Our grade has done so many things. We may not have always gotten along, but I need to thank all of you. You have kept these past years fun and have all helped me and each other in one way or another. I have made so many memories with all of you, and I wouldn't replace them for all of the riches in the world. Our time in Deerfield has been many things. It has been fast, yet some days never seem to end. I've enjoyed myself despite not always finding certain topics riveting. We have been challenged, and we have found things a little too easy. Sometimes I have been more than ready to leave the school, and others I think that I love this school so much that I never want to leave. Though most of all, my time in Deerfield has been spent with an incredible, tight-knit group that rarely got old. With a grade as small as ours, it would be impossible to not know each and every one of you, and I'm so glad that I do. Throughout the amazing trips planned by teachers and faculty, I have felt the connections of our whole grade, like in DC during our trip to the Arlington National Cemetery, crowded under umbrellas during a downpour. Despite the weather, we were still so excited and pleasant. While you all may know that long car or bus rides can be very boring, on the way down to DC, we all kept the bus ride interesting, and through great company of friends, somehow actually stayed entertained. I felt our connection when our grade was all impressed by the talent of the Broadway stars, and enjoyed ourselves by cheering each other on at the workshop to learn a dance and song from the show. During Spanish Tavern, everyone pressuring each other to try new foods all around the tables like a big family. At Field Day, organized by all of our great phys ed teachers, where each year we would cheer each other on and be delighted by each other's company. While I know that we are all so grateful for the amazing opportunities and experiences we have made in this past year and all of the years before, I think I would be lying to all of you if I said that we need big trips to get along. In our regular school days, I know that we have always been welcome and glad to talk to someone we didn't normally hang out with. I know that we have all been able to get along so well, whether it was during conversations during lunch or easily and happily cooperating in group projects in class. We have always been so glad to spend time together. In fact, in this past year, I have continually made more connections with my grade and created new relationships that I never would have thought possible. Throughout the 8th grade, I have felt us all band together with the realization that high school would bring about lots of change for all of us. This past year, I have learned the most about myself as a person, as well as our grade and the wonderful personalities in it. All of you know how to enjoy yourselves, are hardworking and kind, and I can't believe that our time together is almost over. As our time in Deerfield ends and we turn the page to a new chapter in our life, we are all a little reluctant. All of the change that comes with leaving Deerfield is honestly quite frightening. I know that we will all miss each other so much and wish that we could have at least one more year together. However, I think that this year couldn't have been a better farewell to many of you, and I cannot wait to see how we all continue to grow in the future. No matter all of the change we go through, we will all have something special and similar about us because of our amazing past at Deerfield. Thank you all so much for coming and all of your support throughout the years.
Thank you, Fiona. Now, the 8th grade chorus and the 8th grade class of 2017 have chosen 2 songs to sing for you that celebrate their meaningful friendships that they have made throughout their 9 years at Beechwood and Deerfield schools. With the assistance of our choral director, Mr. Jared Rosenblum, instrumentalists Louis Oddie and Aidan Pine, soloists Valerie Cobo Castro, Susanna Eilbacher Green, Giovanni Storico, Jack Pires, and Madeline Graves, our graduating class will present their songs, Seasons of Love and Don't Stop Believing.
How do you measure
That was absolutely fantastic. It's great to see the energy that our class has this year. I'm really excited about it. It's my turn to give you a message as your principal one last time before you graduate tonight. Good evening, graduates, family members, Board of Education members, Dr. Labarsky, and invited guests. I welcome you to this evening's celebration, and I am pleased to stand with this class of students as they complete their studies here at Deerfield School. Graduates, it has truly been my pleasure to be your principal. Your teachers, parents, and I are all very proud of you. I can't believe that you're going to walk across the stage in a few minutes and then on to high school. Recently, I saw an iconic picture of Mountainside kids riding their bikes around town. It was an action picture that reminded me of all of you. I remember in your middle school years that several of you found that walking to school was just too slow. You arrived on bikes, scooters, and skateboards, and even on the coldest days of the year, you were riding in on your bikes. In particular, though, there was a phase of the hoverboards. I have to admit, they were very cool. I thought they were cool ever since I saw Marty McFly get away on one in the movie Back to the Future 2 almost 30 years ago. But watching you seemed to be floating along, turning with the slightest of body movements, almost as if you were using mind control to steer. I did make you bring those boards to the front office for safekeeping every morning because, well, I didn't really trust that we wouldn't have hallway clearing races if I didn't. But inside I thought, this is really awesome. I want to try it too. So one of you, one kind man, said, sure, it's easy, give it a try. So I did. Well, I'm here to tell you that seeing it on TV or reading about it in a book is not enough to learn how to ride a hoverboard. Suffice it to say that it was fortunate that there were no videos and that there were enough adults around to catch me before I quickly tipped over. You guys made it look easy because you put the time in, spills and all, and stayed on the board long enough to develop your balance. This is true of all of you. In class and out of class, your style is not to sit still, but rather to be active learners. There are many ways to learn, grow, and eventually become an expert in your chosen field. Whether your personality is to be the read the directions first type, or the jump in and see what happens type, you will never be great without being active learners. That is how I would describe this year's graduating class of students. You are active and full of energy. You have each found skills and talents and interests that you are good at and that you enjoy. But this is just the beginning. Now at graduation, you are on a plateau. You have worked hard, and for this moment, you are taking some time to enjoy the scenery and feel the wind at your back. More than just cruising around town on your wheels, you have also hit a plateau in your education as well. You are no longer learning to study, but now you have a system that works. You are talented, interesting, smart, and expressive people. Here's a tip. While you're coasting, take time to celebrate the people who have taught you, invested their time and energy in you, and those who love you. Allow these folks to enjoy your successes with you. While you are here, say thank you to the ones who have been your greatest supporters. Listen to them when they give you advice, encouragement, and tell you about their experiences. Let their words of wisdom be your GPS and their arms of support be the fuel on your journey. They make you what you are. A few years ago, when the Yankees were retiring Derek Jeter's number 2, he said, I was asked recently by someone, if you could trade places with one person, who would it be? I say this very humbly, there isn't a person or a player I would trade places with that's playing now or ever. Derek Jeter loved playing for the Yankees, and he let his coaches and teammates know that his success was connected to them. In the same way, I advise you to appreciate the times you've had here and the people who have helped you get to this point. Those people are most likely filling the seats of this auditorium. But now it's time to find the next gear and take on the next hill. You've grown through some amazing stages towards independence. New opportunities are opening to you faster than any generation. What comes after mastering the hoverboards? In 10 years, you may be driving hover cars. Who knows? The possibilities are endless. In order to get there, you will have to learn to push past obstacles in your way. You'll have to kick it up a notch if you want to grow. But the truth is, you may have some discouraging moments that could steal your joy. Don't let it. Find a way to harness the difficulties in your life and learn from them. Megan Harvey from the show America's Got Talent blew me away with a beautiful performance of her song entitled Try. Her lyrics say, "I don't feel the way I used to. The sky is gray much more than it is blue, but I know one day I will get through and I'll take my place again. So I will try, so I will try." You may know Megan's amazing story. She loved to sing as a child. In fact, she went to college for vocal music education when she experienced the loss of hearing in both ears. Her dad knew she still had talent, and he told her just to sing, even though she couldn't hear herself. Megan said, "I had a guitar tuner, I hummed my first note, and then I just went for it." Slowly, she taught herself to sing. At my last check, Megan's video had been viewed over 15 million times in less than 2 weeks. She said, "After I lost my hearing, I wanted to give up, but I want to do more with my life than just give up. I showed up and did something I never believed I could do." She is encouraging people all over the world with her courage. I hope and imagine that you'll never have an obstacle as big as Megan's in your journey, but you will find moments when you just have to believe in yourself and try. Look at the bigger picture, and you will create something bigger than yourself, and you too can impact the world. So now it's time to wrap up your experiences at Beechwood and Deerfield schools. You're off to a great start in your education. Always stay active learners. Remember that the plateaus are to be enjoyed and they are a time to say thanks. But if you want to hit your goals, you can't stay there. You have to show up, kick it up a notch, and do something that you never thought was possible. We will miss you. I wish you the very best in the years ahead. I am very proud of you, and may you have great success in your journey. Thank you. And now I'd like to invite Dr. Lubarsky, Chief School Administrator, to come and share her message with us.
Good evening, and a warm welcome to parents, friends, and guests, the Board of Education, our administrators, faculty, and our graduates. Everyone has worked very hard to get you to this point, and we are all very proud of your accomplishments in the Mountainside School District. I hope all of you enjoy your summer, because I am sure you have already heard the next 4 years are going to be challenging ones. Many people are going to weigh in on what qualities you need to succeed, what you need to be a leader. I know you just finished 8th grade, but much of what you are going to be thinking and asking about over the next 4 years is what are the best experiences to have in order to build your college resume. Nowhere is this more evident than in the college admission process. Maybe you know someone who applied to college this year. According to an article by Susan Kane in the New York Times last March, every college seems to be looking for leadership skills. All you need to do is look on their websites. You'll see phrases such as leaders of their generation, leadership activities, leadership potential. Every institution wants leaders, but the truth is, everyone can't be a leader. So my challenge to you today is, before you start planning how you will be a leader, consider being a follower. I know the idea of following someone has very negative connotations. You wouldn't want to go to a college or work for a company that advertises, "We want good followers." Before there was the internet, the concept of following someone usually involved bad guys following good guys or good guys following bad guys as people sneak behind buildings so they don't get caught. You still see this today played out in many TV shows and movies. Another negative view of following is when a group of people follow someone blindly without thinking or reflecting on the consequences. Sadly, we have seen this played out in history and in current events, with many situations ending tragically. But I am really talking about a different type of follower. Although following someone on Twitter or Instagram can also have negative consequences, it is possible for these apps to be used in a more positive, safe, and reflective way. My own first encounter with electronic following was with Instagram. My son was backpacking through Central America, and I had no phone access with him. A friend told me that her daughter was following him on Instagram, so I immediately signed up. I was able to observe and keep tabs on what he was doing, where he was going, and how he was viewing all of his experiences through the pictures and the comments he posted. I learned a great deal about him and from him. These sites can give you insight into the lives of other people. You become both a people watcher and a situation watcher, and you learn how people react and respond. Another example, this year, the Mountainside School District took the plunge, and we are now on Twitter. We have asked all of you to follow our teachers and their students so you can get a bird's eye view of the wonderful things that are happening in our classrooms and across the district. It really made me think about what powerful tools these apps are, and when used in the right way, they can actually help you navigate and decide the person you want to be, and more importantly, the person you don't want to be. This is the type of follower I am talking about. Not a stalker, not a sheep, but a critical observer. Someone who reflects and learns from what he or she observes in the world. To further clarify my point, if you could just think back to the very first people you followed. Of course, I am talking about your parents. From the moment you were born, you have been watching them closely. They have provided good role models for you regarding how to behave, how to learn, how to relate to people. Following them contributed enormously to your success in getting you to this moment today. Other people you also may have followed along the way, your family members, your teachers, your coaches or advisors, your friends. Following them has helped to shape the person you are. Perhaps, though, in your experiences over the years, you may have followed someone who led you down the wrong path, but more than likely the others you followed help you get back on the right one. But getting back to school and your future and more practical matters, no matter what group or organization you are part of, it is extremely rare that you are assigned a leadership role right away. In high school, you may have to wait until you are a junior or a senior to assume a leadership role in sports or clubs or extracurricular activities. So what do you do in the meantime? The question you need to ask yourself is, how can I contribute when I am not in charge? Ira Shaloff, in a book entitled The Courageous Follower, says the world needs followers. Doers and thinkers are not always in the front leading. According to Robert Kelly, who wrote an article entitled In Praise of Followers in Harvard Business Review over 20 years ago, followers have a number of key characteristics. They are critical thinkers and observers, always reflecting and analyzing the world around them. They are always learning from every new experience. They are enthusiastic and excited about new challenges. They take the initiative and ask, what do you need me to do? They are always ready to serve others, and they are team players. They know that collaboration and working together is often the best route to success. Gwen Moran asks an interesting question in an article entitled 5 Ways Being a Good Follower Makes You a Better Leader. She asks, did Steve Jobs really create the iPod and the iPhone himself, or was it the result of a team? I imagine there were many followers involved in the creation of these innovative technologies. Let's face it, though, there are some leaders who are only motivated by the spotlight or the desire to boss others around, rather than a call to service. But there isn't anyone among us who hasn't been or won't continue to be a follower at some time in their life. The ability to take direction well, to get in line behind something, to deliver what is expected of you are all qualities of good followers. It is an important way to grow and learn. It makes you humble and appreciative for what true leadership is all about. Remember, how well followers follow is probably just as important to success as how well leaders lead. In closing, I wish you all the best of luck in your future endeavors. I know I will be following all of your successes, both in high school and beyond. Thank you.
Before we award the diplomas, I'd like to invite our Mountainside Board of Education member, Mr. Dante Gioia, to come up and share some thoughts.
Before I get started, I want to thank Mr. Ruban, our board president, and I hope nobody minds, but I'm going to turn and address the soon-to-be graduates instead of looking this way. You know, when I look at you here today, all dressed up, I feel so blessed and fortunate to be here with you. And it's really difficult for me not to reminisce about kindergarten, Teddy Bear Day, and those early concerts when one of you would always get so excited, you would steal the show by singing louder than the whole class. It's a real honor to be here. Over those last years, it's been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed watching you guys grow up from those little kids that used to hold your parents' hands into sassy teenagers that sneak through the neighborhood on mischief night and TP one another's houses. There's been a lot of great memories, and there's been a lot of great accomplishments. You guys have accomplished things in the classroom and competitions. You've accomplished things on stages and in auditoriums, in college and professional stadiums, and even Radio City Music Hall. You should be very proud of yourself. About 2 years ago, I was watching a 10U Mountainside travel baseball team play an American League field. It was late in the game. They were up by a run, and the opposing batter hit a ball so far that it flew over the center fielder's head, rolled through the outfield, across the T-ball field, and stopped at the fence near the T-ball batter box. You could imagine the hollering and cheering from the opponent's dugout. It could be very demotivating, unless your center fielder runs the ball down, hits his cut, and he throws the batter out trying to take home. And then everything changes. Each and every one of you have these stories. For most, it's not on the ball field. It's in the classroom, maybe math, maybe music. This story is about adapting to a difficult situation, seeing it through, and turning it into success. That's something you'll have to deal with more and more frequently as you make more of your own decisions and choices as young high school students. And like apple pie, there's a lot of recipes for taking difficulty and turning it into success. But a basic one is knowledge, skill, confidence, determination, and flexibility. You need to know what to do, and you back it up with the skill to do it. That's why school's so important, and that's why you practice when you want to be good at something. You need confidence in those skills and abilities. You need the determination to push forward, and you need the flexibility to accept new information and adapt to the changing situation. Situation should always dictate the rule. It should dictate what skill you use, because it's difficult to be in the right place at the right time and near impossible to predict the next event. If that center fielder is standing in the right place, it's a routine pop fly. But things usually won't go as planned, and it's typically how you adapt to this circumstance that'll determine success. That's true in the ball field, that's true in the classroom, and that's true in life. How many of you saw the Super Bowl? The Super Bowl is a great example of this. All right, you guys know the Patriots, they were horrible. They couldn't make a play for more than half the game. But they adapted within their skills and abilities, and they pulled off the greatest Super Bowl comeback in history. Now, regardless of their success, were they perfect? No matter how hard you strive through practice, preparation, or prayer to be perfect, perfection is elusive. And some, if not all, of your greatest accomplishments will happen when not everything goes your way. I've seen a lot of you in the band, the play, the choir. Before a performance, I'm pretty sure you practice so much you know your part inside and out. But if you performed enough, there was a time when someone, maybe even you, missed a note, was off cue, or had a foul sound come out of their instrument. Did that determine the success of the show? Raise your hand if Grandma said, "I would have really loved that show if you didn't miss the B flat in the second bar of the chorus." Life is not a game of perfection, and success is rarely defined as a perfect performance. Franklin Delano Roosevelt said in his fourth presidential inaugural address, "We shall strive for perfection. We shall not achieve it immediately, but we still shall strive. We may make mistakes, but those mistakes should never be the result of faintness of heart or abandonment of moral character." So tonight, I'm encouraging each and every one of you to never lose heart and stay focused. Most successful paths move forward, but they're typically not straight lines. So if you feel off course, down, or alone, be comforted in the fact that everyone's been there, including your parents, your peers, your idols, and even your presidents. Don't let fear keep you from trying new classes, getting involved in new teams, sports, or clubs. Challenge yourself academically and expand your horizons. High school is going to be a good experience, but it probably won't go exactly as planned. A bad test, a poor tryout, missing on something that you think is so important at that point in time. It's okay. If you focus on your own recipe for success and you concentrate on changing those obstacles and difficulties into learnings and opportunities, you're not only going to achieve a lot of great things in high school, but you're going to achieve a lot of great things in life. This group is unbelievable. I think we saw a little bit of it tonight. From the welcome speech, to the guitar, to the singing, to the drums. You guys have already demonstrated so many great attributes and skills, and you're a very small class. I know in my heart you'll continue to make us proud. And more importantly, I know that your greatest performances and your greatest accomplishments are yet to come. So with that, I'd like to congratulate the class of 2017, wish you a wonderful summer, and the best of luck in high school and beyond.
Thank you, Mr. Joya. At this time, I would like to invite Dr. Lubarsky and our Board of Education members, Mr. Ruban, Mr. Minks, Mr. Joya, Mrs. Jakasitz, Mrs. Motz, Mrs. Parker, and Mr. Venice to join us on the stage to award the diplomas. Deerfield class of 2017, at this time, I will ask the first row to rise and please come forward when you are called to receive your diploma. It's my pleasure to congratulate the following: Susanna Eilbacher Green, Catherine Londino, Gavin Malave, AJ Matera, Laura Gonzalez, Ethan Proper, Emily Kiernan, Thomas Hoy, Elizabeth Aaron, Jack Pires, Gianna Quelly, Matthew Saya, Christopher Kakamo, Fiona Ure, Ariana De Silva, Abigail McLaughlin, Hayden Sobel, Jacob Tomas, Joseph Marchese, Bryant Bazidlo, Juliana Joya, Danielle Skiss, Olivia Wass. Catherine Taveras. Cody Brown. Ryan Diskin. Tori Jonak. Jordan Tango. Jonathan Zecca.
Doing a great job.
Lily Collins. Sarah Gillow. Matthew Quinn. Matthew Morowski. Claudia Schneider. Emma Sylvester. Nora Hess. Christina LaRock. Catherine Petrusenko. Emily Grossi. Lillian Jang. Holly Dorset. Amanda McIntyre. Fabrizio Marisi. Valerie Cobo Castro. Madeline Graves. Deanna DeFranzo. Louis Audi. Elian Karapetrov. Aiden Pine. Joseph Chaffee. Connor Splain. Jasmine Aiello. Zachary Glenn. Anthony Frederico. Avery Kern. Matthew Kazanecki. Nicholas Martinez. Jason Schmidt. Mark Jones. Giovanni Storico. Alessio Marisi. Class of 2017, please stand. Congratulations, you may be seated. You have completed the educational program in the Mountainside School District. At this time, I would like to invite Mr. Robert Nixon, principal of Governor Livingston High School, to come and receive the class. Mr. Nixon.
Good evening, thank you. Everybody looks so nice tonight, especially my man AJ over here, nice tie. We'll coordinate that next year, make sure we don't do it on the same day. Good evening. As the principal of Governor Livingston High School, I'd first like to congratulate the eighth grade students of Mountainside on all that you have accomplished. You've made your parents and your teachers very proud. I would also like to welcome the class of 2021 to Highlander Country. Governor Livingston is a great school with many diverse offerings that will inspire you and encourage you to be the best that you can be. We look forward to seeing you up on the hill in September. Have a safe and enjoyable summer.
Thank you, Mr. Nixon. And now we move on to the awards portion of our program. Students, we request that you stand when your name is called so that you may be recognized. You will receive your award immediately after the ceremony with your diploma. I invite our first presenter, Councilwoman Mrs. Wendy Kakamo, who will present 2 awards on behalf of the Mayor and Council Borough of Mountainside and the Republican Club. Mrs. Kakamo.
Good evening. On behalf of the Mayor and Council, I would like to present town resolutions and awards to the Valedictorian Fiona Uray, and to our 2 salutatorians, Emma Sylvester and Aiden Pine. You guys worked hard for those honors and those awards, so best of luck next year. I'd also like to present the Alan Augustine Good Citizenship Award. This award is sponsored by the Republican Club, and there are 2 winners this year. The first is Katie Tavares. And the second award is Connor Spl. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Kakamo. I'd like to invite Mrs. Sinisi, who represents the Mountainside Rotary Club, to come and give the Rotary Service Award.
Hi, I'm Rosemary Sinisi, incoming president of the Rotary Club and past president. So I'm here to present 4 awards. We usually do 2 awards every year, but we're doing 2 additional awards. Each year, we've presented a service award, as I said, to 2 outstanding students from Deerfield. And this has been a tradition of the Mountainside Rotary Club for many years. And they have, 2 of the awards were given in memory of Elmer and Emily Hoffarth. This year, we are presenting the 2 additional awards. These awards are being given in memory of Bart Barry, who was in Rotary for over 20 years. He exemplified dedication, and he was a wonderful example of our motto, service above self, and a very good friend of mine, too. These awards consist of a certificate that I have here and a check in the amount of $200. So on behalf of the Mountainside Rotary Club, I would like to congratulate this year's recipients, along with the entire graduating class, their parents, teachers, and the administration. It's my pleasure to, the first recipient is in memory of Bart Barry, Ryan Diskin. The second is Danielle Seiss, I believe, pronouncing that correctly, memory of Elmer and Emily. The third is Olivia Wass. That's in memory of Bart Barry. And lastly, Joseph Marchese, in memory of Elmer and Emily. Thank you and congratulations.
I'd like to invite Mrs. Kinney to give the Tricia DeRosa World Language Award.
Hi, tonight I am honored to be presenting the Tricia DeRosa World Language Award on behalf of Tricia's mom, my dear friend Patty Walklin. Each year the award goes to a student who embodies a passion for world language, and this year's recipient is Fiona Uray.
And I'd like to introduce Mr. Young from the MEA, who will give the Barbara Dubno Memorial Award for History.
Oh, you don't mean it. I was told to be brief tonight, so I will. Tonight I'm here to announce the recipient of the MEA's Barbara Dubno Memorial Award for History. Barbara Dubno was an amazing teacher, colleague, and friend. She had a passion for history, politics, the arts, and most definitely music. Politically, Barbara and I agreed on nothing. Yet it is impossible to come away from a conversation with Ms. Dubno and not have a smile on your face and a deep respect for her convictions and perspective. I know she would rather have me quote some Bruce Springsteen right now, but I believe that Pink Floyd is a little bit more appropriate given the occasion. Barbara, wish you were here. The winner of this year's award is a young man who consistently demonstrated a passionate interest in history, current events, politics, and economics. While he has excelled academically, it is his curiosity and eagerness to go beyond the content of the lesson, to ask more and probe deeper into the issues throughout the year that has really made him stand out among his peers. My wish for this young man is for him to continue to cultivate these talents throughout his academic career and beyond. It is with great pleasure that I present this year's winner of the Barbara Dubno Memorial Award for History to Cody Brown.
Thank you, Mr. Young. The next award is also an MEA award. Mrs. Lavery will come and award the Leadership Award.
Good evening. Every year, the Mountainside Education Association sponsors a leadership award. And this year, in recognition of this individual's proven leadership abilities, both on and off the field, throughout the halls of Deerfield and in the classroom, we are pleased to give this award to Jason Schmidt.
And now, Mrs. Tisha for the Creativity and Art Award.
Good evening. The Creativity and Art Award goes to an individual who took technique and skill to a new level with 8th grade pottery. In every class, she gave her best effort to ensure that her work was a success. She controlled the clay with such ease, especially for only being in 8th grade. I wish I had the opportunity to teach this student for many more years. Congratulations, Jasmine Aiello.
And Mrs. Hemmings will come and give the Mountainside PTA Achievement Award.
Good evening, and I can't see them. Well, I finally get to graduate with them. All these years. It's my pleasure tonight, on behalf of the Mountainside Education Association, to give an award in honor of achievement to one of our outstanding 8th graders. And I would like to give this award tonight to Deanna DeFranzo.
Miss Honor, the Creativity and Writing Award.
Good evening. For each 8th grade graduating class, the PTA awards one student for outstanding creativity in writing. From memoirs to argumentative and literary writing to investigative journalism pieces, this student's craft as a writer proved to be exceptional. It is so impressive to find a student whose hard work and dedication for the subject is matched by his or her excellent creative and analytical writing skills. The winner of the 2017 Creativity in Writing Award goes to Amanda McIntyre.
And Ms. Honor will also give the Rotstock Writing Award.
Every year, the Rotstock family generously awards 3 talented 8th graders at Deerfield School with first, second, and third place scholarships. Students were to creatively respond to a choice of writing prompts, exhibiting their strengths as writers. I am extremely impressed and proud of the work produced from our students for this award, and it really exhibits how the students have grown as writers over the year. I am confident these writers will continue to shine and develop their skills in high school. Each student that placed in this contest is hardworking, bright, and highly deserving. Third place for the Rotstock Writing Award goes to Danielle Skiss. Second place, Abigail McLaughlin. And our first place winner, Fiona Ure.
And the Beverly Ellenport Memorial Award.
Each year we award the Beverly Ellenport Reading Award to a well-deserving 8th grade student. The student selected is a reader who thoroughly enjoys reading and analyzing literature and is always looking for the next great read. I would like to present the Beverly Ellenport Reading Award to Aiden Pine.
Thank you, Ms. Honora. I would like to invite Mr. Rosenblum to come and present 2 awards, the Jean Wilhelms Vocal Music Award and the Drama Award.
All right, before I present my award, I just want to say how much fun it's been to teach you guys for the past 4 years, and to watch you grow from 5th graders to graduating 8th graders has been a really remarkable experience. I'm so proud of everyone and can't wait to see what your future brings. There are 2 vocal music awards that I'll be presenting this evening. One of the kids in chorus could have won the vocal award. It's quite remarkable when you see that 25 kids are in the 8th grade chorus, almost nearly half the grade. The first award is going to a young man that has been a huge part of the music program. In addition, he's a tremendous leader and always sets a good example. Whether it's in select choir, school chorus, or the musicals, the student works extremely hard at everything he does. The Wilhelms Vocal Music Award goes to Louis Adi. Congratulations. The second Vocal Music Award goes to a student that has been by my side singing her face off for the past 4 years. I hope she knows how much I appreciate all the time and effort that she has put into supporting me and the music program. The student has also participated in select choir, school chorus, and the musicals. I am very proud to give the second Vocal Musical Award to Susanna Eilbacher-Green. The next award that I'm honored to give is the Drama Award. I think if you've attended any of the Deerfield shows over the past 3 years, you could probably guess who's getting this award. The student has helped me make the theater program successful. Tons of other students have seen him on the stage and have been inspired to give it a try because of his example. His range of developing characters and bringing them to life has just been amazing. I think because of him, Mr. DeVico is still cleaning green paint and sparkles out from the entire building. While he was amazing as Fagin and Oliver, I think I will always remember him as Shrek. Gio Storico, please accept the Drama Award.
Thank you. Mr. Wise, Band Excellence.
You know, each year, the 8th grade band takes on a personality all its own. We work together 3 days a week in a mostly self-contained environment, practicing and rehearsing and perfecting and learning a lot about each other while we're doing so. I've had the pleasure of working with this group since I started at Deerfield 4 years ago, and I cannot believe that it's time for them to move on. They sure have earned it, though. I've watched them start as wide-eyed fifth graders, only to go through the growing pains that come with being a middle schooler. Seventh grade in particular hit them like a ton of bricks. But here we are on the other side, and like magic, we're left with a group of bright, talented, socially conscious, and immensely musical kids. So band, you've come out of your shells, and even though I sometimes wish you would go back in, I'm proud of you for who you are. And if I could give this award to all of you, I would. But I can't, so for what it's worth, I'd like to give you some encouragement. And this is really for the whole 8th grade class. Keep going with what you're doing. Keep caring, be opinionated, but be kind. Make music anytime you get a chance to, and use what you learned at Deerfield to add to the good in the world every single day. It's been an honor to be a part of your growth. The recipient of this year's Band Excellence Award possesses the kind of qualities that make her more than just a great band student. She embodies those that could potentially make her a great musician. Not just great for Deerfield or great for Mountainside, but great for anywhere. She is fearless, driven, supremely confident. She never settles for anything but her best, and she's always looking for the next mountain to climb. She's also helpful, resilient when things don't go her way, and she's a fiercely loyal friend. These are traits that teachers can't teach, but we can be thankful for. I remember one time when our award recipient was in 6th grade, and she asked me if she could play the flute for the school musical. And I told her no, because first of all, it's really, really hard, but we already had a flute player. She asked who the flute player was, and I told her it was my wife. And then I remember her saying to me something to the effect of, well, tell your wife I'm coming for her job. And at the time, it was one of those adorably naive things that middle schoolers say. But 2 years later, there she was, playing flute in the school play. To me, that's inspiring. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to present this year's Band Excellence Award to Lillian Zhang.
And for the PBA, Detective Sean Bendick will come and give awards for mathematics and science.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Detective Sean Bendick with the Mountainside Police Department, and I'm very proud to be a Mountainside police officer. First and foremost, on behalf of Chief Atanasio, we want to congratulate the 2017 graduating class. You guys have worked very hard. I'm here tonight to represent the Mountainside PBA Local 126. It brings great joy to the PBA to see the youth of the community excel in their academics. And for that, we have two gift cards we'd like to give out tonight. This year's recipients of the Math and Science Awards will be Christina LaRock and Aiden Pine. I'm sorry, the science recipient will be Aiden Pine.
Thank you. And the Excellence in Fine Art will be awarded by our art teacher, Ms. Tisha.
This award goes to an amazing student who gave each and every project her all. The level of detail and creativity that she gave throughout art class was inspirational, not just to her peers, but to myself as well. Towards the end of the marking period, her painting had so much talent that not only other people in the class would be inspired by it, but all the elementary kids would come in and say, wow, who made that? Even throughout the art show, same thing. Everyone loved this piece of artwork. Her kind-hearted, hardworking personality will ensure success in her future. Congratulations, Elizabeth Arendt.
And I always appreciate the Mountainside Historic Preservation who has come to give awards often. Mr. Daniels, if you would come and give the Arthur J. Brom Award.
Good evening. This year marks the 17th anniversary of the Mountainside Historic Committee's presentation of the Arthur J. Brom Mountainside History Award. This scholarship award in the amount of $200 will be given each year to a graduating 8th grade student who is the winner of an essay competition on a facet of Mountainside's history. This year's award winner for essay on Mountainside's Veterans Memorial Park goes to Lily Collins. Congratulations.
On behalf of the MEF, Mrs. Marchese to give the Outstanding Character Award.
Good evening. On behalf of the Mountainside Education Foundation, it's my pleasure to announce this year's recipient of the MEF Outstanding Character Award. The purpose of this award is to recognize students who have demonstrated a continuing commitment to character and self-development through their activities within the community at Deerfield and their actions over the past several years. The core principles of this award are courage, integrity, responsibility, and concern. So please join me in congratulating this year's two recipients, Ryan Diskin and Aiden Pine.
Thank you. Mr. Splain for the PAL Scholarship Award.
Good evening. As we all know, Mountainside is a town with an overwhelming spirit of volunteerism. Mountainside Police Athletic League is designed solely to support our youth and our community. The Mountainside PAL is a nonprofit organization led by Mountainside volunteer residents and is pleased to offer programs such as micro soccer, flag football, travel basketball, breakfast with Santa, and the annual PAL Cop Trot. We give back to the community by donating towards the 4th of July fireworks, offering annual skate night, as well as financially donating to the Deerfield Fall Festival and the 8th grade pool party. Many of the PAL volunteers also volunteer for various school events such as the Deerfield Spirit Night and the 8th grade pool party. Each year, Mountainside PAL is pleased to offer an annual scholarship to a Mountainside resident graduating from 8th grade in the amount of $500. There's only 4 criteria. You guys ready? 1, you have to be a Mountainside resident. 2, you have to have a GPA 3.0 or higher. 3, participate in at least one extracurricular activity. You guys feeling good yet? All right. 4th criteria, an essay on volunteerism and its importance to a community. I am proud to award this year's award winner being Jasmine Aiello.
I invite Mr. Fiella to present the Ryan Fiella Memorial Award.
Thank you. Could you please indulge me before I present the award for a moment of silence for Ryan McAdam, whose funeral was held today. He passed away at the age of 29. He was a graduate of both Deerfield and Governor Livingston High School. He was a terrific young man, and he will be sorely missed. Thank you. It's a real honor and privilege to present the Ryan Fiella Memorial Award each year to a deserving Deerfield student. It's a $500 scholarship, and it's awarded to an individual who possesses characteristics of excellence in academics, athletics, community service, and volunteerism. And it's really difficult to choose a winner every year because there's so many outstanding candidates. But this year, I thought it was very interesting. It was a rather easy choice because the essay that he submitted to the committee just really blew us away. He took the time to research and find out about Ryan and the person that he was and what he was all about before he decided to apply for the award. And I think that shows something about the kind of individual who's going to be the recipient. And then when I asked about him and was told what a terrific young man he was, I knew that we had made the right choice. So with honor and pride, this year's winner of the Ryan Fiella Award is Cody Brown.
And it's my pleasure to give the Presidential Academic Excellence Awards. This award recognizes the students who have maintained a cumulative average of A- or higher during their 3 years of middle school. These students have shown great effort in their academics, and they will receive a certificate signed by the U.S. Secretary of Education and the President. Please stand and remain standing as I call your name. Cody Brown. Deanna DeFranzo. Ryan Diskin. Holly Dorsett, Zachary Glenn, Emily Grassi, Lillian Jang, Victoria Jonak, Emily Kiernan, Avery Kern, Christina LaRock, Fabrizio Marisi, Aiden Pine, Ethan Proper, Matthew Saya, Jason Schmidt, Claudia Schneider, Danielle Skiss, Hayden Sobel, Connor Splain, Emma Sylvester, Catherine Tavares, and Fiona Uray. Congratulations, well done. Thank you. May be seated. I want to say thank you to all of the presenters for taking the time and energy and your resources to acknowledge the accomplishments of all of our students. It means a lot to us that those of you who are involved with our school come here tonight and give these awards, and it means a lot to our students, and we just want to say thank you. At this time, I would like to invite our co-salutatorians, Emma Sylvester and Aiden Pine, to present the farewell address. Emma and Aiden.
Good evening, I am Aiden Pine.
And I am Emma Sylvester. We are the co-salutatorians of the class of 2017. For most of us, we arrived to this school 5 years ago in the 3rd grade. Now, 5 years later, here we are, graduating from Deerfield.
Sadly, we will soon be leaving. However, our teachers have been preparing us for the road ahead. This year, we have learned so many skills from our classes. In Spanish, we learned how to communicate with others from different cultures. In math, we learned how to be problem solvers. In social studies, we learned how to apply our knowledge of the past to the present. In language arts, we learned how to analyze text to find deeper meaning. In science, we learned how to build structures to have an impact on the world. These courses have prepared us for high school, college, and for our lives beyond. We owe it to all our teachers for getting us to this point.
Although we are all going down different paths, we will always have Deerfield to bond us together. We may go to different schools, move to different places, work at different jobs, but we will always have Deerfield in common. Next year, we will all be moving on to high school. Some students are attending Governor Livingston High School, while others plan to attend magnet or private school. In high school, the classes may be different or more challenging, but we are all still the same people.
As years have gone on, mostly everything has become more difficult. But as we grow, we learn how to be able to better deal with this. In the years ahead of us, nothing will get easier as time goes by. The only thing to do is to learn how to deal with these challenges. Deerfield has provided us the skill set we need to accomplish this.
5 years ago, we walked into this school as small, timid 3rd graders. As the years have gone on, we have grown into mature young adults. We'd like to thank everyone that had an impact on our education here at Deerfield.
On behalf of the class of 2017, thank you.
And good luck.
Thank you, Emma and Aiden. I'd like to take a moment to recognize our retiring staff member, Mrs. Barbara Hemmings. Mrs. Hemmings has dedicated many years of her life to serving the children at Mountainside. We are indebted to her for the lessons, the extra tutoring, the incredible art work that she's done, and the cheering from the sidelines. And her true caring spirit will always be remembered and appreciated here for many years to come. We all thank you, and we wish you much happiness in your future endeavors, wherever that may be. Congratulations, Barbara. We will miss you. And now, as we conclude, I'd like to take a minute to extend our gratitude to the Board of Education members here in Mountainside and Dr. Lebarsky for their constant supervision, encouragement, and oversight and support of our children. It has been truly phenomenal for me to work with all of you and see the massive number of changes that have come over our school and our district over the last few years. Thank you. And so we can't complete the ceremony without thanking those who work behind the scenes, our guidance counselor, Ms. Goldstein, the eighth grade teachers, Mr. Rosenblum, Mrs. Barone, Mr. DeVico, and his custodial crew. You've all been fantastic. Of course, last but certainly not least, finally, I'd like to give a heartfelt thank you to the 8th grade parents and their families for your support, your hard work, and dedication to each of our students throughout the year. Thank you. Well, graduates, it's the close of the ceremony. We're going to ask you, as we close the ceremony, that you proceed to the cafeteria to receive your diplomas from your teachers. The award winners should meet in their award sponsors in the media center to receive their award and their diploma and take a picture. Refreshments are available in the cafeteria for families and friends. And we've come to start our summer. Thank you for coming tonight, and I wish you all a happy summer.